they're running around like catching bubbles and
Oh,
like,
cute.
yeah, it was super cute. I was like, oh, she took her to Disneyland. But it just makes sense now. That's crazy.
Okay. Three, two, and when you're ready, it's on you.
Okay. All right. All right. Hey guys, this is Natasha with No Tenía T10 podcast, sponsored by and brought to you by VodPod Media and thanks to Latina Podcast Network. So I am here with my next guest. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Elizabeth. I am owner of Cavi Cosmetics, a local skincare here in San Antonio.
Yes, and friend of mine. So today's topic, because again, if you haven't been watching or if this is your first episode, I'm all about keeping shit real, and that means keeping it real about things that are happening here in San Antonio. So, as women, and I think this isn't just about San Antonio. I think this is in general, and we'll discuss like being Latina and things like that, and being business owners. But this episode is about self-love, and so what that means to us as all of the things that we do and that we are. And so that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. Okay. And, we have some drinks. So cheers. We won't
It's
say who they're by
water.
because we're not sponsored. So. Keeping shit real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what is self-love to you?
I think that's like a very interesting question for a lot of people. Like, I think everybody has a different definition to that. But at the end of the day, I feel like putting yourself first sometimes when it's, when you're having a bad day, or, if you have kids and you want to take that bath and just relax, like it's okay to, just take that time for yourself, or just, really connect with your feelings. I feel like self-love is just putting yourself first sometimes, and I think it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think on that same note is also being able to truly love who you are as a person, but also recognize that you're going to continue to change and evolve and learn and grow, but love yourself through that process, because it is a process.
Yeah.
And it's a lifelong process.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And like I was telling you earlier when we were having a conversation, a lot of people feel like self-love is like, you always have to love yourself and always have to keep up this image and always just be that person that you like, that other people see. But in reality, is self-love is telling yourself it's okay to not be okay. Self-love is like, I failed at this, but it's okay to fail, because it's really not failure, it's just another lesson to me, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a big thing of self-love. Like, it's okay to love yourself in that moment of like quote unquote failure, or like, things like that I feel like a lot of people don't. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it, like I made a mistake, the whole world's gonna see. Like, who cares if the whole world's gonna see? It's the people that are on the sideline that are laughing, that aren't even doing the things that you're doing.
Right.
So don't ever feel like, oh my God, like I can't do this, like I can't love myself because I'm not the person or the image that people see.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's true. The people that are on the sidelines are people who wouldn't even dare to try what you're doing.
Yeah.
So just do it. And
Yeah.
who gives a shit what
Yeah.
people think or what they say?
Seriously.
It's true. Yeah.
Seriously. And I feel like that's also self-love. Like, who
Yeah.
gives a shit? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I love me. I tried it. I did it for myself, and not for anybody else to judge, or not for anybody else to see this. I did it for me, and that's what matters, and that's what counts.
So how long did it take you to truly love who you are, and what was that journey like?
I feel like, to be honest, like I feel like I've always loved myself.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm a Leo.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. I feel like I've always, but I do have my trials where like I did feel like I wasn't pretty enough, or like I would get bullied because I wasn't, having the best outfits, or because, and all of that really like mentally breaks you, because you are like, damn, I don't have the best outfits. I'm not this pretty girl. I'm not, up to par with like the trends and like all of this stuff. And this was back in high school when, I was always bullied. But I came to grow and realize like girls were bullying me because I was actually like pretty. But when you have this pressure and you have these people like constantly throwing stuff at you and like just breaking you down, you really feel ugly, and you really start realizing like, damn, like maybe I am ugly. Maybe I'm not worth, going to prom or whatever the case was, you know. And after like reading self-help books, which really helped me, realize like, who cares what people think about you? Who cares what people say about you? Like, as long as you love what you do, like if all the girls had short nails and I had long nails, click clack the bitches back. Like
Period.
I was happy with
Period. Yes.
I was happy with that.
Yeah.
I didn't care if like all the girls had short hair and I had long hair. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm happy with this. I love this for me.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes at one point, like I just feel like I became a trendsetter. Like, like I remember this one time I wore leggings and then I wore jean shorts over my leggings. And I remember the girls were like kind of like laughing at me because I did that. Girl, I kid you not, like 2 weeks later, I saw girls with leggings and shorts on.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That was literally a trend.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like I should love me for me.
Yes.
Like I shouldn't have to follow somebody to feel loved and feel like I'm doing something right.
Right.
And after that, girl, I was like, I will never not love myself.
Yeah.
Even on my worst day. Like
Yeah.
I will always feel like I'm pretty, like I am that bitch because
you are. Period.
What about you? Tell me about yours.
So similar, like I was bullied in high school by girls, obviously. Well, not obvious, boys bully too. But I think that's when I questioned myself the most. It wasn't guys or like boys that broke my heart or whatever. It was the girls, because girls are terrible. And like, they'll tell you, oh, like you're ugly, or you're wearing that, or you're gonna do your hair like that, and it makes you question yourself, your sanity, your worth, right?
Yeah.
And so for me growing up, like same, like I was in my Tommy Hilfiger like overalls and my Adidas, and like you can tell me shit, and I was wearing like little like a crop top with it, like a V-neck, and I was like cute, you can tell me nothing. But girls are like, you're wearing that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, are we not doing that to this day? Right?
Seriously.
Because my 18-year-old niece is looking for Tommy Hilfiger overalls right now, so I'm like, no.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But it's hard, and for me it's taken much longer. I haven't always loved myself, but I was also torn down a lot.
Right.
So growing up too, and like again, we keep shit real here. I had an abusive stepdad, and who was physically and verbally abusive, and then my mom the same. And so I was just never good enough, and that's what I was told growing up.
Yeah.
My whole life, do better, be better, like be prettier, be smarter. Like, why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? And so I always compared myself to other people, up until I want to say, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago. It's like pretty recent.
Wow.
And now I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because it's taken me so long to get to this point that nobody can tell me anything.
Oh, no.
Because now I'm like, you need a hug and you're projecting. Because I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
So you can stay there in your misery.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, like to a lot of people, I think it takes a lot. And I know a lot of my friends that always put people first. And they're like, I just had a phone call with my friend last night, and she was like, like I just my cousin needs me again, and I won't be able to take this trip because my cousin like this. And I'm like, dude, you work your ass off, you have your own house, you have all of this stuff, like be kind to yourself,
right?
Be kind and take that trip. Your cousin can wait. Like there's a lot of times that there's people that really rely on you, and it's like sometimes you just gotta back up and be like, hold on, like let me reset myself and take this trip and do this, and like I'll come back to that. But if it's something that people don't understand, then it's nothing you can do about it. Right. But self-love is always making sure you put yourself first, at least once in a while. If you have a family, if you have a husband, if you have a business, whatever it is, like, okay, you have to work late, but always take that time to give yourself some TLC and remind yourself on why you're there and why you love this journey so much. I feel like and like you mentioned, like having a family, and that's something that I have struggled with before. And my thing too, and to women, and like no shame to you if your kids are your entire life, because mine are too, but
I was me before I was a mom, and I've never lost sight
Yeah.
of that. And so I can't give to them what I don't have. So I have to take time to refill my cup. And same with friends, like similar, right? Is like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I love you and I'm here for you as much as I can be right now. And that's a part of self love too, is like learning to say no, or learning to
Yeah.
speak up and say, like, I have an empty cup. I can't give you what I don't have.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that that's really important, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think a lot of people live in the fast life. They're constantly, constantly, constantly. And it's like you burn yourself out and you're just like, oh, like, you know, I didn't get a chance to like do my hair, or I didn't get a chance to do this, I didn't get a chance to do that. And then you start getting into that routine, and then you start like falling off because you're just tired, and you're not that person you used to be. And like you said, filling up your cup to be able to give the best of you,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's important.
Absolutely.
I think it is. Yeah.
So what are some of the top ways that you will do some self love or practice self love?
Okay. Honestly, I just you know, meditating I feel like is one of the big ones. Sometimes I do have bad days and I feel like, you know, I need to recoup, like take like 5 minutes out of my time, take deep breaths, remember who I am and why I do the things I do. Um, you know, stuff like that. I mean, taking trips sometimes too, like just letting loose and just being myself and just having a good time. And you know, a lot of times too, I gain my energy from the people that I hang out with. A lot of times, like, I hang out with people that are, you know, like active all the time. For example, you do all kinds of things. Like, it just motivates me. It brings me back to like, okay, this is the person you are. Like, um so I try to like just hang out with people with good vibes, you know. Like, it doesn't have to be a conflict all the time. It doesn't have to be about like, this girl said this. Like, let's just talk about, you know, like what we have planned in our future, and like, you know, just stuff like that, just
Yeah.
trips or whatever the case may be. I feel like that really reminds me of like, damn, I do love my life and I do love who I am, because I have these people around me and I am capable to do things that I do now, you know,
Yeah.
that make me happy.
Yeah. So I love to take trips. And I know when I get to this point where I'm tapped out, I'm burnt out,
Yeah.
I crave water. So take me to the lake, take me to the beach, or, and I don't say take me, I'll take myself. But like, I want to
But
be.
take me if you want to take me.
I mean, but you can pay for it. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
That's funny.
Not kidding. But no, I mean, I want to be by the pool with my friends. I want to be at the
Yeah.
beach with my family. I want to just,
Yeah.
I want to hear nothing but water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what relaxes me. And I think because I'm like an earth sign too. So I crave water.
Yeah.
Because you're fire.
I'm fire.
Yeah. Do you also crave water?
No, I
You
don't.
crave earth? I don't know. Because some people need
I
to
won't say what I
reground.
crave.
Oh,
But I'm just kidding. But no, I really don't. You know what? Maybe I do crave earth because I do like hiking and I like being out in like, you know, even when I go to Vegas or something, like my friends are like party, party, party. And I'm like, let's go to fucking Red Rock, or
Yeah.
let's go to like, you know, the Seven Magic Mountains, or like I want to do stuff like that. So maybe, yeah, I do. I will say that earth
Yeah.
is like my thing.
you like to reground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
See, and I need to like wash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like calm down. Like water calms me down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that, and sometimes I'm just like, you know what, kids, like I love y'all so hard, but
Yeah.
I need to take a shower.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'll do like
please, and
all
I'll be
my
back.
exfoliating and my like
Yes.
whatever, and I'll just like stand there, or I have my little like music thing, and it's as simple as
Yeah.
that. Or like cooking, I love to cook.
Do you really?
So I love to cook. So it like
Oh, I
calms
like
me
to
down.
eat,
Oh,
so.
perfect. I hate to clean though.
Okay.
So, like, or clean up, like, yeah, I'll cook anything and everything.
Yeah.
I'll cook 3 meals a day from scratch.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
nice.
sitting there scrubbing pots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
yeah, I think it's true, like finding what makes you happy, and that takes time too. But you have to allow yourself the opportunity to figure out what you want and what you don't want.
And to be able to like allow yourself to do those things, you know, like I feel like a lot of people are just so scared to try different things, or they're just like, oh my God, no, what if this, what if that? Like, who cares? Live life on the edge. You never know. Like, sometimes, like, I remember I wouldn't try new things because I'm like, no, because what if I'm not going to like it? Like, it's, you know, like this and that. Well, you don't know if you like it or you don't unless you try it. So
True.
I think living on the edge is fun, you know? It's fun. It brings out another person that you never thought you had in you, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've done so many things that I'm just like, oh no, I don't think I would like that. And, you know, I get to the point where like, I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like I'll do it, or I'll try it, or I'll take a trip here, even though I think I wouldn't like it. And I'm like, oh my God, I like this. And it just brings out like a whole different meaning to your life, I feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So, what are some of the other things that you like to do? Or like even being a business owner. How do you take time as a business owner? And you also like I don't know if you want to talk about the other side hustles you have,
Okay.
but you have other side hustles
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So, learning to like it's that balance of I need money or want money
Right.
versus I need time for myself.
Right. First of all, like my business, I love what I do. I love interacting with my people. I love doing all of that stuff. I enjoy it. It is hard work when things are not coming out right, or my labels are taking too long, or like some product is like in a process. Like that is stressful, but for the most part it's pretty easy. It's like just an online thing and just interacting with so many women. So I would say that that's pretty easy. It's just mostly the days. Some days are longer, some days are shorter. But again, like I go in and wine with friends and just pick up on good vibes with my friends and just go have a drink or just go enjoy myself, you know? And I think that that really just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I want to say this really quick because like people define success differently. And like I had a conversation with my friend the other day, and he was like, he was showing me how much money he was making from doing like this eBay thing. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, but I'm not successful yet. And I'm like, well, a lot of us are successful. We just lack money. Okay. I think that's what it is. Like for me, success, and this is part of like loving myself, is like, I get to do whatever I want. Today's a Friday. I came to do a podcast. I get to wake up whenever I want to wake up. I get to, walk my dog any time of the day. I make money without having to like just, put in all these hours. For me, that's success. Like I am successful because I'm living a life that like I never thought I would be living. Like, I can take a trip tomorrow and like be okay coming back. To me, that's success. And so also that really helps me with my self-love because I'm in a place where like I'm like, dude, I'm successful with what I've done.
Yeah.
Like don't be so hard on yourself because you lack money. Be happy with the fact that you're successful. Even if it's just like, you know what, I want to make a story on Instagram and let people know how like, you should love yourself and XYZ and like accomplish that and get DMs and tell people like, like you said earlier, like people were like reaching out to you and like da, da, da. That makes you feel successful because it's like, damn, I'm not going through it alone. And I reached a lot of people and it made me feel successful that I was able to impact people. Right. That could be success.
Yeah.
So I feel like being successful also helps with my self-love because it amplifies like, damn, like, I'm doing something right, or I am influencing other people to know like it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. No, for sure. And for people out there that don't have that freedom, because for me success is freedom.
Oh yeah.
And so same, I for the most part, unless I have like school stuff or kids stuff, I wake up when I want to. My day ebbs and flows, but I'm working really hard. It's weird, like, because I know you work hard and I know I work hard, but also sometimes I'm like, I think to other people they think I don't work.
Yeah.
Seriously. But I really do.
Seriously.
Yeah. So it's like I've been working really hard towards goals, and there's also, as public as I am, I'm also very private. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing behind the scenes, like this, because this won't come out for a minute.
Oh yeah.
And not a lot of people know about it. But to me, like, I'm successful because I started a podcast. And not just did I start a podcast, I started it with the biggest Latina network
Yeah.
in the country.
And look
Right? And look at our logo.
It's so cute. That's my friend.
Yeah,
That's
with
my friend.
with an amazing producer, like
Yeah.
sitting with my friend who's also like, you know,
Yeah.
really good business owner and great person, and it's just like, this is success.
Yeah.
We're
it
sitting
is.
in it.
It is.
You know.
It is.
So
it is.
I think taking time to, and also part of self care is like not comparing yourself. So
Ooh,
like
yeah.
learning to love where you're at, and like I said earlier, yes, it's a journey, but love where you're at in every step. Like be proud of yourself. And sometimes, and we were talking about it earlier with like depression, right? Sometimes you can't get out of bed. So success might be you getting out of bed
Yeah.
and taking a shower. Like I'm proud of y'all out there.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's
for doing that.
hard.
Yeah. So don't compare, you know, somebody like Elizabeth or somebody like me to yourself. Like, do you?
We
And,
all have our
yeah.
journey, I feel
Mhm.
like. And you know, at the end of the day, social media is about the glitz and the glam and the like, I don't cry myself to sleep at night. I don't, you know, have depression. I don't have anxiety. Like Instagram is about the perfect picture. And that's what I also want people to understand. Like, you know, I can be posting like my business is, you know, so successful, but like in the back end, it's like catching fire because I don't have labels on time. I don't have these containers that this, you know, that I usually go to these people, you know, like they don't have these containers and like I'm going crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm going to post something positive or like a perfect picture on my Instagram, even though we're over here in the back catching fire.
Yeah.
Because that's just what Instagram is. So again, that's why I say, like you said, don't compare yourself to other people because business owners go through a lot as well.
Yeah.
I've had people that own salons that are like always posting that they're so successful and all this stuff, and then like they're really going through it on their own. So always be kind to those people as well. I feel
yeah.
like don't feel bashful for somebody's success because we're working hard in the back end, you know? It's like when they make a movie, like all you see is like the perfect angles, the perfect everything, but you don't see like the production, you don't see like the failures, like you don't see the bloopers, you don't see any of that because we're trying to give you this image of like what our business is, not what it has taken to build, I feel like.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I used to post bloopers when I was doing like a shit ton of interviews.
Yeah.
And people loved that
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than like the interview.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, you messed up. I'm like, all
Yeah,
the time.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. And so
All
do
the
other
time.
people.
Mhm.
And we're all people at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
At the
So
end of
yeah,
the
like
day.
why not share it?
Exactly.
So I don't have a problem like sharing like my well, I don't want to say failures, lessons, right? Or my hard times or my hardships because we're all going through it. And I tell people all the time, social media is fake because it is. Now, I'm not saying people on social media are fake because I'm definitely not. I know you're not, and several other people, you know, that I know are not. But for the most part, don't, like you said, don't take that as like face value. Like, oh, this, or take it for face value because this is not this pretty picture, this beautiful, like, oh, I'm hiking on this mountain.
Yeah.
Like, sure, but what did it take to get to the top of that mountain and then to take that photo?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I don't know if you've seen like those TikToks where like they're like, oh, I'm in Belize, and like this girl's like posting all these beautiful pictures, and then she's like, what's Instagram versus reality?
Yeah.
And then she posted like all of the like crappy parts of Belize, like, you know, like it rained for the past week, it this, it that,
Yeah.
and it's just like, you know, everything you post. I mean, who wants to post themselves crying or, you know, I cried
I've done
today
it a couple
all
of
day.
times. Sorry.
You know, which is fine, but like point is like a lot of social media, like, you know, people just post like
The happy stuff.
stuff, and it's like still check on your friend that seems like they're doing great or they're doing amazing. Like it's okay to still check on them, and you know, it doesn't mean like, oh my god, they're doing perfect or they're doing amazing. Like I feel like reaching out to your friends is also like a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's part of it too. And I think so self-love and self-awareness go hand in hand.
Oh, for sure.
And so once you become self-aware, you realize what it took for you to get there. And so, or well, you're always there, but like what it took for me to get there.
I hate you.
And so my little Leo.
Yeah.
And so for, you know, to reach out to your strong friends or reach out to all your friends, like, hey, like checking in, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at one point you and I were let's meet up, let's not meet up, let's meet up, let's meet up. Like we kept canceling and we kept like, and then for me it's like if you are my friend, like I will set stuff aside and I will say, look, you are my friend at the end of the day. I'm going to make this happen
Yeah.
because you are my friend.
Oh, yeah.
So you were at a place where I was like, I don't really want to go, like, but I said, you know what? She's my friend and I've been saying that we're going to hang out. So I'm going to make it my, thing today to hang out with her because that's what I said and that's what friends do. Like I prioritize and value my very close friends.
Yeah.
So I try to, move things out of the way to say, you know what, we've been canceling a lot, like this is it, like this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
it's truly because we're just really freaking busy.
we were
So,
we
yeah.
were
Yeah.
we were really busy and like our schedules were just not syncing. It was just like, you were out during the day or you were out at night, I was out during the day. I was like, you were working, you were at school, I had work, and it was just like, so anyway, sometimes I feel like we need to really let our friends know, like, dude, you're my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this happen because you're my friend.
Yeah, we're going to find a
Yeah.
time and a day that works.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that happened to us a few times.
Yeah. And I think that's part of it too, is like a lot of people, especially now, will like give up and then they take it as this like self-worth, like, oh, I guess I'm not good enough to hang out with, or I guess I'm not whatever. And it's like, no, it's as long as it's communicated, like both of us were like, hey, I'm sorry, or hey, it's not gonna work out, or hey, whatever. And that was it, and we made it work out eventually. But it's, don't ever think that somebody's absence is equivalent to your self-worth.
Exactly. Yeah,
because sometimes people just can't make it happen.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, to be honest, people just don't give a shit about you.
And
but
that's when you know.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, cool, bet. Like,
yeah.
Moving on.
Yep. And
So.
that's what you need to do sometimes, You just need to find something that's going to like have somebody that's going to have your best interest. And I will also say that that's part of self-love, finding people that have your best interest. If you have friends that you want to go just drink with all the time, and y'all don't talk about, what's your next step, what's your success, what is this, what is that, and it's all about just drinking and stuff, like maybe you should just, take a second to realize like, okay, like, is this going anywhere, or am I just going to have to like venture off alone for a little bit and just find those people that are really going to push me through it, because I feel like that's self-love too.
Yeah. And once you learn to love yourself is when you start to recognize the people around you who's really there and who's not, or what they're there for, like you said.
Exactly.
And the ones that aren't there for the right reasons will drop off, or it'll become some drama like, oh, you're different. Like, yes, I am different, because I love myself, and because I recognize what I want around me or in my life and what I don't. I don't want the drama. I don't want to hear about quien sabe qué. Like, no, I don't want to hear about it.
No.
Like, I want to be around you. I want it to be a good vibe, good energy, have a good time, good conversation.
Yeah.
Can we drink? Yes. Will we, throw ass? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're still going to have good conversation somewhere around there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And like, I truly care about the people that I have in my life. But because I've made that decision to like, no, you know what? Actually, you're not a great friend. And they've weeded themselves out, and I let it happen. I used to chase people. I used to be like, no, but like, did I do something?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that self-worth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people just, hang out with some people that don't have growth, and as soon as you start growing, like I remember I hung out with these friends that I used to bartend with, and I hung out with them and I started talking about my business. And this was when I first started my business. Like my labels were like just like it just said Cavi on them. So I was like, oh yeah, like I just started like my website and all this stuff, and like everybody was like interacting, and like I started as soon as I started talking about my business and my website, like they were just like,
ew.
Oh, like. And then so like I felt like I was just talking to myself at that point, and I was like, okay, so do I want to take some shots? And so, oh my God, everybody's like, yeah, shots, whatever.
Sure.
And at that moment, I didn't say anything. Like I just let the night end, and I kind of was just like, these aren't the people.
Right.
This isn't it.
Yeah.
Like I felt kind of dumb. I feel like sometimes people make you feel dumb about talking about your business. And I was like, these aren't the people I want to be around with, because like you guys really made me feel dumb.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't be talking about this or something.
Yeah.
And so, girl, after that, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't hate them. I don't feel any type of way about them. I really don't care. I just was like, reality check, Elizabeth. These
Yeah.
aren't your friends.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow.
It
but-
is. I was
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
I was hurt. I was like, damn, we were friends for a while, and like, this is just a realization that were y'all ever really my friends?
That part.
Or is it because like I'm growing and you guys aren't, that you don't want to be my friend?
yeah.
It was hurtful, but I was like, you know what? I got to move forward with people that do care and
Yeah.
that can teach me some things instead of just like nodding their head and being like, oh,
Yes. Like I need to be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
So we can bounce ideas off of each other. And also when we talk about our businesses or things that we're doing, I want friends that are going to be a cheerleader because I am a cheerleader for my friends. I don't want somebody that's like, oh, you're bragging. Because there's also a thing called humble bragging, because if I've put in the work and I'm proud of myself, allow me to be proud of myself and be like, yes, sis, or like, yes, queen, or like,
yes,
I'm so happy
girl.
for you. Like,
Yeah.
I just applied for graduation this week, which I never thought was going to happen. I thought this time was never going to happen. And like doing my invitations and all this stuff. And I'm like, holy crap. And telling my friends, and they're like, how can I go? Like, how, you know, I want to be like front row. And it's like,
Yes.
those are the kind of friends we need.
Yes.
Or like, how are you celebrating? I'm there. Not
Yes.
like, oh,
Yes. Like, motherfucker, I've been doing this for the longest time and all I get is a oh.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. I definitely agree with that. Like, I just feel like a lot of people are just making it seem like, you know, oh, she's over here saying that she got a new car. Like, yes, bitch, I did.
Yeah, because
And
you
know
work
how
hard for
hard I
it.
worked.
Yes.
I'm not telling you because you don't have a new car. I'm telling you because I worked very hard, and I'm so excited to tell somebody that my hard work is paying off.
Yeah.
Not because I want to brag about the new car I got.
Right.
It's just because I worked very hard and I got it with my sweat and tears, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I do have a lot of people that have done that to me too. They were just like, oh, they weren't like happy for me, you know? And I'm like,
No, thank you.
oh, what the heck? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not bragging, guys, I swear.
But it's a humble brag.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
okay because you're
yeah.
still humble.
Yeah.
You're not super like conceited and like, I'm better than
no.
you.
Oh,
no,
definitely not.
you know what it took and you're excited to talk
To
about what you're
share
doing.
it,
Yeah.
So you just have to share with the right people, and some people want to see you do good, but not better than them.
Facts. Oh
I've
my God.
learned that. I've learned that, girl,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. You're good when you're down here.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to stay down here.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not going to happen.
No.
So,
Yeah, seriously.
I'm going to keep growing and either you watch me grow and you cheer me on or you can stay there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So, I mean, I think that has, again, a lot to do with self-love, because that helps boost, like, your confidence and, like, realize, like, damn, like, I am doing something right. I'm impacting people and, you know,
Yeah.
while I'm loving myself.
So what would you have to say to women or men out there that are struggling with self-love?
Just focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you love. Stop pleasing everybody. It's not gonna happen. You can't please everybody.
True.
You can't please your mom. You can't please your dad. You can't please
True.
your boyfriend. You can't please the audience that you have. Be yourself and like do things with confidence. And if people feel like you're doing something to show off or do things that, you know, you're doing for like clout or whatever the case may be, then probably those are not the friends or the people you want to be around with.
Definitely.
For sure.
I completely agree. Yeah. Learn when to walk away too.
Yeah.
It's like learn to love yourself enough that you're willing to walk away from people or situations that like, I'm not going to give that the energy you want me to give
Yeah.
it. So
It's better. It's easier
yeah,
said than
oh,
done.
For sure. It's super hard in the moment.
It's easier
Yeah.
said than done, but you know, I think that it's either your self-peace and your self-love or continuing this battle that is never ending, as far as like the constant arguments or the constant like I'm right, you're wrong, or the constant like disagreements. Like, is that something you want to live with all the time, or is it something that you want to live with like, I'm going to struggle for a little bit emotionally, but I'm going to get back to who I am and what I am. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. I'm like, I need like
Yeah.
snap. ASMR snaps.
Where are the pickles?
Yeah. We need those. We
Oh
need
my
those.
gosh, that's too funny.
Speaking of, how do people follow you? How do they find you?
We have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, Facebook. It's Cabby Cosmetics, TIX at the end. So we are on those platforms. We're also on Twitter. So yeah, you can find us there, or you can find us at cabbycosmetics.com.
Yeah, do a quick plug about your products.
Okay.
Your elevator speech.
So we are a natural skincare product. We are based out of San Antonio. So we are basically like as natural as possible. We have anything from scrubs, cleansers. We have hair oils. We're actually working on a deep hair conditioner right now. I know. I'm so excited. We're still working on it though. So yeah, we've been in a few magazines. We've been in the Best of San Antonio 2019. We've been in Voyage magazine, Carnival magazine. We've been in a few of them. So
La Prensa.
La Prensa, baby. Twice.
Yes.
So yeah, that's pretty much a quick rundown on our skincare line.
And it's not just for women, it's for men too.
For men too, okay, unisex. Get it together.
Yes.
Skincare is for everybody, okay?
It is. And the scents are not overwhelming. I just have to like, I'll plug it myself because I've been using it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my husband's stuff.
Yeah.
I have stuff. And like my daughter, if she gets into it, I'm not worried about it because it's not heavily scented. It's not artificially scented. Like everything is fantastic. And I love that it's vegan and hypoallergenic.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and it's the only thing I've been using on my face and and body. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. Is there anything that you want to add before we wrap up?
I think that's it. Yeah. Just self-care is the best care, baby.
Yes. Love yourself.
It is.
Yes, and it's a process.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's literally looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And like, who am I and who do I want to be? And working towards that. And the hardest part is starting.
Yeah. And you got this, girl and boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or however you identify.
Oh, okay.
You got
then
this. Yes. Yeah.
Cat, dog. I don't know.
However, yeah. Cool. Well, again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Queen.
Yes. You too, Queen. Okay. All right. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to go to all streaming platforms. You can actually listen to this if you can't watch it. If you are listening, then go to YouTube and follow me at Norteño 210 Podcast, NORTENO 210. Thanks again to VodPod Media for being an amazing producer. And again to Latina Podcast Network. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.